That has a really retro look to it. Love the flowers on that. $7.99. In my last video, I showed you that I had that big giant bag of yarn and I opened it up, and I have since listed it all, and it's all in here. I was able to list up 11 lots of the yarn, and I put them into the bags that I'm actually going to ship it in. I don't normally do that, but I thought this is the best way to store all of this yarn, and then when it sells, I basically just have to seal it up and print a label, and out it goes. I sold a small lot of Halloween items. It's the little cat, the pumpkin, the cauldron, and the witch. I got these in that grab bag that I bought down in Maryland when I was thrifting with my nephew, Daniel, from Daniel's Deal Den. The whole bag was $4.49, and I was able to list up a bunch of individual items, and some were lots like this one. So I paid $1.80 for this, and I sold it for $9 plus shipping on eBay. If you haven't already heard, Poshmark is reverting back to the original seller fee structure as of October 24th. They are also getting rid of the new buyer fee structure, but they are going to also keep exploring different fee structures. We'll see what that turns out to be. I am still listing items and sharing items on Poshmark. Let's see if they can figure it out. I had a sale on Etsy, and it is no surprise that this sold so fast. This particular Pyrex is a bolo. It is an automatic yes for me when I see it when I'm out thrifting. I paid $4.49 for it, and I sold it for $40 plus shipping on Etsy. On Thursday night, I decided to host another live sale on Niknax. I did it kind of late, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I sold a bunch of things. I had lots of people coming into my show, which was fantastic. We had a good chat going on, and then somebody raided into my show, and so I continued to run it. I was only going to do it for about an hour or so. I ended up going for almost 2 hours, but let me show you what sold. I had one person buy from the Buy It Now area during my live sale, which is this item, and then the rest were all auctions. I sold these salt and pepper shakers. I sold the little Niknax kitty. I sold these mini ornaments. This little left-in mouse. I'm going to run out of room here. This owl music box. Yeah, let me move things around and I'll get the last item up there. I said this was the last item, but it really isn't. That was just the items I had sitting down on my other table. I also sold this owl, this hand-painted owl, and this box of ornaments. Let me tell you what everything sold for. I'm going to start with these items in the back. Sold the wooden hand-painted owl for $9, and the vintage ornaments here with the roses on them for $10. While I was auctioning off another item, this sold out of my Buy It Now area, which anybody can do. I put a bunch of things in the Buy It Now so they can look through my store as I'm running other items. And they paid $7 for this. This is that Hosley metal, made in the USA. It's a vintage metal pumpkin. This is a fairly large Mikasa, the Three Wise Men trinket dish that sold for $9. The Owl music box with the mama and the baby sold for $15. The cat on its pillow, this is Niknax. It's called Dreaming Away. That sold for $8. The little Lefton bell with the mouse on it. It says Lefton on the inside there. That sold for $5. The silver-plated Christmas tree with Santa salt and pepper shakers sold for $8. And the little mini ornaments back here that are all hand-painted also sold for $5. All in, I am so happy with all of my sales. This is the most amount of items I have ever sold on a live sale, so I'm so happy. My cost of goods for all the items combined is $22.21, and I sold them for $71 plus shipping. I'm kind of liking the late night time slot. It's working good for me. I mentioned earlier for the sale that I had on Monday, I did it at 11:30 p.m. This one I did at 10 p.m. And I'm kind of liking that 10 p.m.-ish time frame, but I'm kind of open to, you know, starting it a little bit earlier or later. And I think I'm going to keep having these late night shows. I definitely cannot do those early bird ones. I know they do a lot of those, but I just can't. I used to get up super early when I was a kid. I used to deliver newspapers. I'd be up at, like, before the sun was up. I used to say that I woke the rooster up because I was up before it to fold all the newspapers, put them in my bag, and head off to my route. I'm not like that anymore. I like to stay up late and get up a little later in the morning. Last night, after doing this for almost 2 hours, I was so hyped up I couldn't get to bed. I went to bed somewhere between 2:30 and 3, I think. But then I'm so excited that I had to hurry up and wrap up all of my solds that I woke up before 9 this morning, drank a bunch of coffee, so I have a bunch of energy. But now I got to get wrapping and getting all these things into boxes and off to the post office. It has been a minute since I have been thrifting, so I'm going to head into the Goodwill here, right behind me, and see what I can find to flip for a profit. I'm not sure. These look like someone's art projects in here. Or maybe they were for like a wedding or a party or something. I was busy looking on the end cap and I just looked up over my right shoulder. And what do I see? Wow, there's like 6 of them. I don't know if I can lift that down one-handed. Let me get them down with 2 hands. Alright, so they're $5.99 for a pair. I think they're going to live in my cart for a minute. I got those 3 sets in the cart. And here's another set. That has a really retro look to it. Love the flowers on that. $7.99. These are so cute with the strawberries, and this is something new. They have them all like tied together. I'm trying to figure out how much they want for them. Might be on the bottom, I guess. I gotta pick the whole thing up, turn them over to see how much they want for the 4 mugs. Okay, so it wasn't on the bottom, it's right here on the side. $7.99 for the 4 mugs. I found this set of plates way under on the bottom shelf and I brought it up to the cart to get a better look. Found some dinner plates of some vintage china. Ballerina Universal Union Made USA. Little berry bowls to match. $3.99. It's a bit hard to see, but I did put them back. They are so pretty, and this is me still thinking about them. For $5.99, which is pretty high for these glasses, I decided to just take one set. I put the other sets back. I didn't put them together though. I put them on different parts of the shelf. I mostly put everything back because I was looking around and I'm like, why are the prices so high? And I'm like, well, sometimes they're really high just because in general they raise the prices on things, but it's also because they have Senior Day on Wednesdays, which I missed. I missed this Wednesday. It would have been 20% off for me. And then I looked it up on their Facebook page, and here they're doing a 50% off sale on Sunday. Now it's kind of guess the day of the week that they're going to do this. So if you're not following, in this case, I'm following, it's called the Greater Detroit Goodwill Facebook page. And that lets me know for all the Goodwills that are part of that region, they're all regional. Then it tells me when they're going to have the 50% off sale. So what I did is I had 4 sets of those glasses, so I put 3 of them back. I just randomly put them on the shelves. If somebody comes in and buys them, oh well. I got myself a hoagie. Well, actually not a hoagie. I got 1 set of glasses for myself so I don't completely miss out. I paid a little bit more than I wanted to for them. With tax, it was $6.35. They are the blue Cubis Indiana glass Whitehall glasses. I have sold this exact pair before. Didn't pay that much for them, but I've sold the exact pair. I've also sold a clear set. They come in all different colors. I'm always looking for them. I would love to find the pink ones. That would be fun. And so I'm not going to make a lot of money on these. They'll probably sell for around $12, you know, for the 2 glasses. If I could have gotten them for half price, I would have bought all 8 glasses today. That would have been fun, but I didn't, so I only got 2. My little glass hoagie, I'm going to take it home, I'm going to wash them up and get them listed. One last question before I take my precious hoagie inside is, do you call it a hoagie or do you call it a sub or a submarine? I'd like to know about that in the comments. I grew up in Pennsylvania. We always called them hoagies. Now, I'm from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and then, of course, I moved down closer to Philly, lived in Chester County. It's about 45 minutes outside of Philly. We always called them hoagies. I showed my husband the glass hoagie, only I just told him I got a hoagie at Goodwill. He made a weird face, and then I laughed and said, no, it's actually vintage glass. I hurried up and got them listed already and cross-posted. Don't come at me, but I threw all those bags of yarn on top of this shelf because I'm not sure where I want to keep them, so I stuffed them in there and I stuffed them in down here. But I just sold the first lot, and now I got to look in all of these bags to find it. I got lucky. The second bag I looked into had the yarn that I was looking for. So this was a mixed lot of yarn. This one's a variegated with the red and whites, and it almost looks braided. And then this is more like a heavy thread. And I thought, well, I'll just put them together because they're red, and they are the first lot to sell out of all that alpaca yarn. This I don't believe is alpaca yarn, and this is definitely not alpaca yarn. So I just put that it was unknown brand, unknown yardage, just unknown dye lots, just unknown name of color. It was just, I just put unknowns all over the place. And people know what they want when they want to do projects. So I was able to sell this one first. I did 11 lots of the yarn. And so that worked out to be 61 cents per lot. Yeah, that's right. I was like, for a second, is that right? Yes, that is right. 61 cents per lot, whether it's 3 skeins like this or partial skeins, 4 or 5 skeins, or even 2. I just divided them up equally. And so I sold this on eBay for $4.99 plus shipping. I spent $6.74 on the whole bag, so this just helps to get me closer to my break-even point, and after that, it'll be all for profit. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. It's free. Put any comments down below. I love reading your comments, and I will catch you guys later.